Well, I'm back again. This time we're going to take a look at the Blackboard interface. Once you're inside my course, I want you to be oriented to the things that are important in there and what we use them for. So, without further ado, let's get going. You can see up here on the screen that I'm at the Blackboard homepage. And the first thing you want to do is click the courses link. All the courses that you're enrolled in, including mine, will show up here. You want to click in there to get into my course. Now, the course from one professor to another may look a little bit different. We each have our own sort of sensibilities with respect to ordering things. But I've broken mine all up in sections, so hopefully it's easy to know where you go for certain things. There's the instructor info. Comes up right at the beginning. The online learning area for the online classes. We looked at that in an earlier video. And we've got the activity units. That's probably, next to the grades, that's probably the most important area. That's where all your course materials are, and that's where you'll be submitting your assignments. We'll get back to that though. Let's just do a brief summary. So this is the communications area. And the communications area, as the name implies, is for us talking back and forth with one another. And let's just take a closer look. There's a thing here called a task manager. I just started experimenting with that last year. And what I'll be doing there is I'll be adding tasks that are date sensitive. It's just a way of keeping you on task, and you can set it to in progress or completed. And a lot of students found it rather helpful, just keeping them on task, as it were. There's the announcements area, also very important. This is the communications hub. You'll notice that there are no announcements in here just yet. So when you check into my course, go to the announcements area and check that out. Now, when I create an announcement, like all your other profs, it also generates an email. You're going to find that you're kind of overwhelmed with a lot of emails from all your profs and from the administration, the student society, a student federation, and so on. It's hard to keep on top of all those emails. Now, there's also a course Q&A. This is like our FAQ. And you'll notice that there's nothing there right now, but you would click in here and you would just create a thread. If you have a question, summarize your question in the subject line and post the question to me. And then other people, when they go in there, they can review the subject lines because maybe they have the same question, and that avoids me having to answer things twice. So you create a thread and give a very as specific a summary as you can. How do I get into Blackboard? Okay, I know what that question is, but it makes no sense because this is inside Blackboard, and if you're asking that question, boy, you're where you need to be, but you're lost. Don't worry, I got your back. There's a lot here to navigate through, but then write your question up there and then you can post it. I'm just going to cancel that. So that's really important. Don't email me questions. I leave that for spam emails for male pattern baldness and letters from my bosses. So use course Q&A when you need to ask me a question related to the course. Now obviously, if there's something of a personal nature, you can use private messaging. And it works pretty much in the same way. You would just create a message and you would click the to button, and then you would locate me somewhere in there. Where am I? There I am. Jim Kinney, instructor. You would add me in there, give me the subject matter, and write whatever personal information is in there. That way we're not sharing it with the entire class. Sorry, I got to stretch past my laptop screen to see the cancel button there. and I will get these in my inbox and I will respond to you. I check that frequently. So we've got general questions related to course content, assignments, and so on that we all share in the course Q&A, and specific private messages, we have that also in the communications area. The next, also very important thing, is the community area. It's difficult to create an online community that's vibrant and strong, and so I've done a few things here that we're going to use. There's a class roster. And in that class roster, we can search for each other in there, and we're going to be posting headshots. We're also going to be posting other things up here. We have a class picture area. It's a thing called Padlet, and in the class picture, we're all going to be posting pictures of ourselves. We're going to be color coding it. Red if you're really experienced in digital, yellow if you're kind of intermediate, green if you're a newbie, and you're going to give us your name. You're going to tell me what class day you're in and a little bit about yourself, your computer experience, and then your precious, that thing that you're just so passionate about. And then you're going to organize yourself according to which day. This is from last semester, but Monday we're all together in the same lecture. But if you're in a Thursday class, you'll put all your stuff up there. These things won't be here when you arrive. I'm going to be getting rid of those. There'll just be some samples up there for you to follow. But you'll organize and move, because these things can move. You're just going to put those underneath and in a straight line underneath the day and time that you've been allocated to your lab. So that's the Padlet for the class picture. We're going to be doing that the very first week. And the next thing that we've got is this thing here called the fridge door. It's another Padlet, and it's just like at home. You remember when you were a kid and you'd come home from kindergarten and you'd done this awesome drawing in crayon, and your mom would take that picture and she'd take a magnet and stick it up on the fridge. Well, this is exactly the same thing. And this allows us as a community to share our work in a very public way so that we can all appreciate the efforts that everyone's putting in, and we can also help flag things for errors and inconsistencies. And I also use it for doing live critique. You notice everyone also put their headshot up there at the beginning of term. But when we get through that, you can see that they're all posting their work as well. And you're going to be doing that, and you can like people's work, and you can add commentary. This really helps us move forward as a community, helping one another to grow and to learn, and giving encouragement and feedback, tips, tricks, etc. I'll usually do a verbal, but I'll also do written feedback here. So it's very important to get your work up there. It's a graded activity, and we're going back to Blackboard now. So that was the fridge door. There's additional resources in here in this bottom section. There's the support community for Adobe. There's LinkedIn Learning. I suggest video viewing in LinkedIn for you, and you'll be given a free account as part of your college package, and lots of great videos in there from other profs that come at maybe the same problems or different problems in very different ways. And maybe you don't like my lecturing style. Maybe there's somebody in LinkedIn that does it better for you. At any rate, I also kind of curate video content that parallels our curriculum and actually adds to it. So if you're one of those people that can't get enough, be a sponge and soak up as much as you can in LinkedIn Learning. The nice thing about it too is if you finish it all and then do the quiz, you actually get a micro credential from LinkedIn, and that could be important to you in the future when you're looking for a job. There's a link here to your Microsoft OneDrive and Office 365. It's also provided to you by the college. Behance right here is an online community where people share not their portfolios but sort of works in progress. It's a creative community. It's owned by Adobe, and there's some great community activities happening in there. And there's also daily live feeds. People in there showing their stuff and showing how they did it. Here's a thing on online etiquette. Kind of spells out, what's expected of one online. Another one on online learning tips. There's help here for Blackboard if you're having issues. A link here for Zoom support because we use Zoom to deliver and record the lectures. And here's IT support. If your software is not working, things of that nature, you can reach out to them through there. And that, here I almost forgot the last one, so important, My Grades. And you get a little breakdown of the grading here, and you can see a description of what's being graded. And sometimes over here when you see a little blue speech bubble, I can't see any in there because I haven't graded anything of mine, but you can see in some cases what the marking criteria are, how it's computed, and sometimes over here you'll see little blue speech bubbles. That's direct feedback from me. The primary feedback happens on the fridge door, verbally and in written form, and then final feedback in your final submission. Design is all about doing something, then receiving feedback, incorporating that feedback to make it better, and then that's your final. So prototype towards final. And so you can see all of your assignments in there with the grades that you received on each of them. So that, in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, is the course and how it's structured. And I hope that just helps you get oriented to the landscape and know where you need to go. Okay? I'll see you in the next video, I guess. Bye.